Hi, hello, how's it going everybody? And please ignore how terrible my hair is right now. I literally just had it up in a high bun going to bed last night and I could not be asked to do anything else with it. But there we go, it's been one of those days. I haven't got time to worry about my hair. Anyway, come with me. Come with me and you'll see in a world of your imagination. Oh, that was quite good. I haven't sung properly for many, many years. Not bad if I do say so myself. I am coming on here to do a quick review of Aiden Thomas's Neverland. And if I put you there, yeah, not bad. I'm this sorry for the lighting, but I'm this dark figure, etc. Well, it's a bit better now. It depends on the lighting from behind me. But in the meantime, I am going to make a coffee and talk about Aiden Thomas's Neverland. This, from what I know, it's classed as a YA. Now, if you have read this book, please comment below or message me on socials, etc. This is dark for a YA. And I can't remember when it was published, but I thought, whoa, okay. And if you want to skip this video and look at the blog post that I've basically reviewed this book with my website and my blog, I will put a link in the description below or on the screen, whatever the way it turns out. Yeah, so does it traditionally follow the story of Peter Pan? Kind of. So you still have Peter, you still have Wendy. Michael and John are mentioned, they sometimes appear in flashbacks, and the family is still called Darling. And what I find interesting about this is just, I guess you could say the psychology of it. So we meet Wendy, first of all. She is about to turn 18 and she's just finishing high school and looking to apply for college. And something interesting, her mum in Aiden Thomas's version is a nurse. It certainly seems that Wendy wants to follow in her mum's footsteps, so she basically spends summers of volunteering at the local hospital and working with children. I'm assuming working with outpatients that kind of regularly come in and out of the hospital. Throughout this process, Peter Pan reappears. And I say reappears because Wendy cannot remember the original visit to Neverland, which is where the original Peter Pan book and all the movies, etc., follow the story. So all the original Peter Pan kind of stories all follow Peter visiting the three Darling children, and the three siblings take a trip to Neverland. And basically, there is flashbacks to that. Wendy in particular kind of likes to remember how her brothers John and Michael experienced Neverland. And if something happens, I'm trying not to give too many spoilers here. If you do want a little bit more insight into spoilers, again, read my written review, my blog post, and then you will get spoilers, and eventually you probably can work it out of what happens to John and Michael. So I'm trying to keep this video spoiler free as much as possible. But basically, Peter Pan comes back. He says to visit Wendy, but Wendy doesn't remember him. Wendy doesn't even remember the trip to Neverland. She just knows she's carried a lot of guilt because she feels her parents blame her for her brothers going missing. And they're still missing it. They are missing for a large majority of this book. And it's only like when you get to the second half, like really close to the end, that you start realizing what actually happened, and also the bigger part of what Neverland plays. So interestingly, Neverland is basically, I think I'm going to give this away if I say this, but basically Neverland is the safety for children. It's the comfort of afterlife. And Peter is there to basically keep an eye on these children, to make sure their souls don't become restless or, as he puts it, lost. Now, there's still a whole thing with Peter's shadow. I can't remember what versions, I can't remember which versions show Wendy sewing Peter Pan's shadow on in the first meeting, but they make reference to that because Peter's shadow basically goes missing and is basically sucking the energy out of Peter. And because of that, Peter is losing his powers. He is losing his ability to basically fulfill his role within Neverland. And he's essentially growing up, which, if you know the traditional story of Peter Pan, he's a boy that never grows up. So that is a complete contradiction there. Overall, I thought it was very well written. I think it was far too dark for a YA, and it was proving very, very difficult. I thought it was too long for what it was. There were some great ideas, it was written very well. However, it wasn't, I don't think it was completely for me. And also, one of the major things was, where's Captain Hook? I mean, I think there's a reference to Tinkerbell in the flashbacks, but there's not much of Tinkerbell either. And I just thought, is it truly a Peter Pan retelling? I don't know. And there are a lot of dark trigger warnings. If you wanna check those out, please do. Make sure you're safe before you start reading this book. Again, they're listed in the blog review. Yeah, this wasn't for me. I'm not saying that I want to maybe try more options of Peter Pan retellings or other retellings of classic fairy tales. But sorry, Aiden Thomas, this wasn't for me. And it might be for somebody, it just wasn't for me. But yeah, so if you want me to do more of these quick reviews, like I'm just about to make a coffee, you can see the coffee mug. I haven't turned the machine on because the machine's far too loud. But yeah, if you want to see some more of these quick reviews and for it to also be linked to a blog post on my website, please let me know. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, give me suggestions of what books that I can do this with, because this will be very interesting to know. I do have some more on the way, so yeah, if you want to see more of this stuff, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you very, very soon.